So for more on all of this, I'm joined on set. I'm joined on set with our international affairs commentator, Douglas Herbert. As usual, it's great to see you here. Now, I did not say it all, Doug. I want to talk a bit more about Mamdani and why his candidacy has captured everybody's excitement here. I mean, even Barack Obama called to say that he would be a sounding board.
He called him up. He didn't endorse him, but he called him up. Listen, for a simple reason. America's biggest and brashest city with an economy over $2 trillion, bigger than Canada's, that hogs the media spotlight, the financial capital, the center of it all, according to its own residents, New Yorkers, New York, is about to see a potentially, I have to say potentially, it's not in the bag, epic clash between two very powerful New Yorkers. One is sitting in the White House. His name is Donald Trump, 79-year-old MAGA first, America first Republican. And he is set to clash, like I said, epically with Zohran Mamdani, who is everything in every way Donald Trump is not. He is a leftist progressive. His policy basically boils down to a series of social programs for New York City, which is, it's about affordability, taxing the rich to make New York a city that basically average normal people can live in, because that's not the case right now. So his program it's progressive. It's wowed a new generation of New Yorkers who are desperate for a change in New York City, who are desperate to be able to actually perhaps live in New York City itself. I want you to hear his tone, right? Because he's progressive. He's everything Trump is not. Here is him talking about the rich.
The oligarchs of New York are the wealthiest people in the wealthiest city, in the wealthiest nation in the history of the world. They do not want the equation to change. They will do everything they can to prevent their grip from weakening.
Now, Doug, you know, as he was saying there, he's definitely not following Trump's.
No. I mean, look, we just heard it. It's about affordability. It's the economy stupid with Clinton. It's affordability here. His main thing is to tax the rich. Easier said than done, because it's the state ultimately that has veto power over any taxation changes. But it is a very good campaign platform in a city where people really can't afford daily living. He wants to have city-run food stores, that is grocery stores. He wants to have free buses, the bus system free. He wants to basically freeze rents in the city. That is, there are millions of residents, about 2 million, I believe, who live in these rent-stabilized apartments. And what they basically want to do is freeze them. You can never raise those rents again. Go on and on. On the foreign, in the foreign arena, he says that if Benjamin Netanyahu were to come to New York, he would arrest him, because Netanyahu, as you know, is wanted on an international arrest warrant by the International Criminal Court, to which the U.S. is not a signatory. That is a policy that is perhaps easier said than done. He wouldn't actually be able to do it. But more, perhaps above all, beyond the affordability question, he wants to keep New York a sanctuary city, and he wants to make sure it avoids the fate of some other cities which have been very, very harshly targeted by some of the Trump policies, with federal agents deployed on the streets cracking down on immigrants. He wants to make sure that he protects immigrants in detention centers, possibly by trying to bar ICE agents, federal ICE agents, from entering those facilities, and ending cooperation on the ICE crackdown with the federal government.
Now, as you obviously mentioned, Trump definitely not a fan. He's threatening to withhold the federal funds. Yeah. And there's also setting up a divide within the Democratic Party, too, because Schumer Chuck Schumer didn't endorse him. No. The congressional House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries only endorsed him in the 11th hour. Yeah. So what does all of this mean for national politics?
A lot, because basically the success, and let's say that, it's 99% according to a lot of the bets that he's going to be the mayor after Tuesday of New York. If Mamdani becomes the first Muslim, the first self-described Democratic Socialist mayor of New York, will he be able to make good on the promises, some of the policies I was just talking about, including, by the way, free childcare? I didn't mention that one, a very big issue in New York City. If he's able to do that, could that set the stage for a new type of Democratic Party? The Democratic Party right now is inhabited by an older generation mostly. The younger generation, the Mamdani generation, would call them dinosaurs, including, the Andrew Cuomo, right? The three-time governor who had to resign in 2021, who's now running as an independent because he lost the primary against Mamdani back in June. These people are seen as outdated by the new generation. They are, old wine. They don't want to put it in a new bottle. Whether he's successful, could he be the template for a new type of Democratic Party going forward? Yes, he scared some of the, say, Jewish New Yorkers, right, with his talk of being in favor of Palestinian rights, being very, very critical of Benjamin Netanyahu and his government's policies. But then again, there's a new generation, younger generation of Jewish New Yorkers who are enthusiastic about Mamdani and very much ready to vote for him. So a lot has been made of the Jews being alienated by a Muslim, a pro-Palestinian Muslim. But in fact, that's not the case in a very shape-changing, demographically changing New York City.
And to sort of look at the tea leaves for a quick second, in 2026, we've got midterm elections.
Yeah.
So depending on what happens here, could this be a template for Democrats looking for candidates?
Absolutely right now. You mentioned two of them, right? The two top Democrats right now in the Congress are Hakeem Jeffries, who's the House Minority Leader, Chuck Schumer, who is the Senate Minority Leader right now. Very powerful, both New Yorkers, by the way. And yet right now, they could, if Mamdani is successful, sort of lose out in that battle for the soul of the Democratic Party going ahead. Doesn't mean that it's a shoo-in, that Mamdani's template of the Democratic Party is going to win out, but it could set the template. Everyone, I'll tell you one thing, I'll end with this, everyone is watching what happens in New York to see if Mamdani can change the mold and set the course for a different type of Democratic Party going forward, especially into the 2026 elections.
Doug, thank you so much for joining us, sharing your analysis.